Wow, it all works
What do you
after
know?
all this time.
Get your ass to Mars.
Mission. Wait, 15, 14, 13. All systems are go. 11.
I am the J-Tech. Gotta have time to masturbate.
Well, I think it kind of speaks for itself. And
2
it
weeks.
just goes completely anti-science. I pay money for naughty favors.
Yes, it
Where's
does.
the mushroom toy? Because that mushroom head seems to get in the way.
I'm a good girl, I am.
She was what the kids would call a slut, which is a terrible thing to say, but apparently there's no denying she was one.
I want to apologize to all of you for what happened in there. In our competition for ratings, we all lost sight of why we got into show business in the first place.
Yeah, titties and beer.
Robot
I guess he's not being
fingers,
charged.
apparently. Oh, no. That's the problem. See, there's the problem. Robot fingers. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Nothing Yet Live. I'm the J. Tyler.
I am your Miss Parker.
Back, I say, because it's been a couple weeks. We've been
Turns out everybody gets sick of each other, and one of us is an asshole.
and the other one is you.
I was gonna say let's let them decide which one's the asshole, but you kind of let you kind of
You are
spoiled it
dead.
there.
Oh, robot fingers, courtesy of Dr. Z sent us this little. So apparently, Japanese scientists in their endless need to, I don't know, finger themselves, I guess, or whatever. No, this is pretty dope. I don't know the whole story on it. I just heard about it today. So what do you think? Are you thinking the same thing?
It really.
I made
looks-
so many jokes when I
First
saw
of all,
this.
why is it in a red liquid?
Because it's a living human flesh.
Okay, so what is the red liquid? Is
It's a protein solution meant to keep it alive.
hey, whatever
the skin
happened to the
alive.
tiny brain?
It's blood.
No,
That's
the tiny brain. Remember the tiny brain?
Oh, I don't know. It's on.
I
here.
wonder if it's bigger now.
Oh. Hey, I want a finger.
It's a tiny
Right.
brain with little blueberry.
Nah, we
eyes.
have a tiny brain we made, and we're gonna attach it to some fingers.
Well, when you told me about that, it was I mean, when I first saw this, I thought that's a dildo. But then when I found out it was a finger, I
It's a
thought,
It's
well,
a
it
living
it
human
was a
robotic
monkey.
thing. They've done it.
I thought it was a cat,
Hey,
and it was a monkey.
I'll
So,
take it.
so is it to replace a lost finger? Maybe?
I'm assuming it's, it's what our robot overlords want us to do is give them flesh and make them.
So
in our
that's
own
the
image.
beginning of a robot to take
Yeah,
over the planet.
Exactly.
Well, I'm in
Living
trouble
human
because
robot.
I've been really mean to Siri. So have you.
Well, not really. She loves me. She even says it.
Yeah, it's because you told her to.
That's right. Hey,
And one day
slightly
the
Republican.
robots are going to be telling you what to do under
So-
penalty of finger anal rape.
There is a lot of news. So we're going to do this. Collective sigh. So we're going to try to be funny. Enter Nick Fuentes. No,
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
Enter Herschel Walker, right? This was great.
You know, this is why I needed a break because this shit is so upsetting.
Well, it built up, and the first segment became like all this. If you can imagine this, it's about this long.
So what you're going to see is right now is 2 weeks of pent up rage.
Yeah. Well, humor too.
Yeah.
We're not all about
Well,
it.
that's how we all.
Democrats like to say that no one
Oh,
needs
no,
an
damn it.
AR-15 for self-defense.
Damn it. This was fucking hilarious to me. Anyway,
It's time.
it's time for me to take my
Spending money on-
glasses off. It's time for me. All right.
Democrats like to say that no one needs an AR-15 for self-defense. That no one could possibly need all 30 rounds. But when this rifle is the only thing standing between your family and a dozen angry Democrats in Klan hoods, you just might need that semi-automatic.
Where is he?
And all 30 rounds.
What is he, fucking Blade? Is he Blade? Like, is that it? He's Blade. Like,
That
he-
ain't no
he thinks
Wesley
he's-
Snipes.
He thinks he's Blade. Like, dude, you got to protect yourself against the roving bands of Klansmen that come at you during the day with basically hammers and axes.
and torches and crosses. So here's the
Dude,
thing:
real
is-
racism happens at night. Ask any black person.
Yeah, yeah, and the KKK hasn't been hasn't been the club of the Democrats for 70 years.
But this blew my mind when I saw this. What did you think?
I
like-
think that those Klan members really don't know how to wield weapons.
This comes from TYT because I'm lazy and this is our first day back and I needed this. And
Apparently, Anna and Zhank are able to be professional through their differences and not go off air.
Right.
We'll get there. We're not being paid, so.
All right, let me see if I can find this. So, this is a great shot right there. Just that picture of him. Just discount Wesley.
So
Snipes.
is that Herschel Walker?
That's Herschel Walker.
Oh my God.
It was so bad. Okay.
So
this-
he's whoring himself out and using the KKK to promote himself.
Now, this was Miss Parker's personal favorite of the things that
Oh, this is real.
this is real.
I thought this had to be
wait.
satire.
She thought it was a satire. She thought it was a commercial. She thought it was a lot of things. But then this happened.
While your kids went to private school, even now you live by different rules. You closed tiny coffee shops while you ate dinner at the fanciest restaurant. $12,000 for wine. You've lost touch with reality. This is not about political parties. It is about you, Gavin Newsom.
So this incel, at first I didn't know who he was talking about. But then when I found out it was Gavin Newsom, I just thought, okay, it's
He
obvious.
stole my
what's happening.
girlfriend.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom is a good-looking
It took
guy.
me 30 years to find another one. And she's a real doll. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to pay $6,000 for my girlfriend,
Okay.
and I got to clean her out.
Marry or like who do you marry? I mean,
Kill, fuck, or
Gavin.
marry.
Yeah. Gavin Newsom, Ted Cruz.
Wait a minute.
Like
What's
who
the
are you down
question?
with? Who you DTF for? Gavin Newsom or Ted Cruz? I mean, that was a rhetorical question.
Well, so you're
'Cause Gavin
assuming I'd be
Newsom is a pimp.
DTF one of them.
Anyway, I've been
Yes,
going
Gavin
through this
Newsom.
this last week's worth of shit and was like, I realized that like finally like guys like Fetterman and Newsom are on the offensive, and it's nice offensive, on the offense. It's nice to see them just straight up going. It's like that's what I would do.
Well, those are the two that would do it.
Like,
Newsom is a he's a pimp.
and look, DeSantis and Newsom for president, like that seems like, because other than Trump running, DeSantis is at like a 25%. So if Trump backs out of it, then
I don't see Trump backing out of anything. I see Trump dropping dead before he
going
backs
in
out
the
of
back
anything.
door.
I think it would be hilarious.
So,
Trump ran again, but yeah, Newsom would kick his ass.
so then there's that
I think.
ridiculous thing.
You never know.
And then there's this. This was so great. This was so great.
Angry. I'm angry at you personally because I don't like the way you look. That right there is Republican 101 in the year 2021.
Are you a racist? Do you hate Mexicans? The media calls us racist for wanting to build Trump's
Stop it.
wall.
Stop it.
They censor us.
I thought this was satire also.
I was because
And
it
then
was
I realized-
playing on a playlist I
Yeah.
actually had lit up, but I
But-
thought because I'm lazy, I would just use.
But
TYT
I hate
stuff.
Mexicans. That's the hook.
Right.
That's what happens. That's how they filter out their audience, and their audience is like, yeah, go on.
Yeah. No, it's like, do you hate Mexicans? I'm looking for the skip ad button immediately. Right. Like,
No, then I'm like, no, I want to hear this.
But it doesn't change the truth. Joe Biden's open border is killing Ohioans. With
Okay, so
I didn't even have
So
to
the
wait for you to say
Mexicans-
pause.
the Mexicans are entering the country
There's this
and
caravan.
making a beeline up for Ohio.
There's this caravan going across like 5 of the most racist states.
So we're going across Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas,
The skillet handle.
Kansas, yeah, and they're
Kinda
making their
crosses.
way over to Ohio because,
It's a bastion.
and then they're going to start killing people when they
Hey,
get to Ohio.
Maybe they're just trying to get to Canada where people are reasonable. I don't know.
They're trying to get to the Canadian border.
Sorry. But yeah.
Yeah, if I were Mexican, that's the first place I'd want to go, Ohio, then start killing people and eating them.
Because they're a danger. Wait till he says about his mom.
Oh God.
More illegal drugs and more Democrat voters pouring into this country.
Okay. More illegal drugs and more Democrat voters. Because you know how you could just once you cross the border, you're just like, "What's up?
You walk
I
across
get
the
to vote."
border,
You
straight into the
immediately
ballot
vote.
box.
Yes, straight to the ballot box.
They walk
in
up
buses that say Democratic fraud, Democratic election fraud,
illegal aliens,
illegal aliens
alien
voting.
Democrats.
No, that's how it works. I am.
They get off the
absolutely
bus,
sure
they
that's how
enter
it
the voting poll,
That is
and they
absolutely how it
say,
works.
"You're Mexican."
Yeah.
There you go.
No,
In
that's
fact,
absolutely
get
how
ahead
it
of
works.
everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you don't even have to wait in line.
Yeah. You just
You've been waiting long
treat
enough
you
at
like
the border.
we treat you like Madison Cawthorn at Disneyland. That's how we
Damn,
treat
that
Mexicans.
was fast and harsh.
Thank
yes.
you very much. Took me a minute. Wait for this.
They censor us, but it doesn't change the truth. Joe Biden's open border is killing Ohioans, with more illegal drugs and more Democrat voters pouring into this country. This issue is personal. I nearly lost my mother to the poison coming across our border.
What? Like the border from where the Sackler brothers have their factory that makes all this shit?
How did his mother almost die from opioids?
I don't know.
Yeah, the Mexicans made her put that in her body.
But I'm sorry. I'm madly searching for it. Keep talking. I'm looking for this. Here, this is what I'm looking for. Here.
I want to know how the Mexicans almost killed his mother.
Mexican people, and they're killing us.
There.
Miami.
Sorry.
That's where the
I went hot. I
Puerto
think I might
Ricans
gain
go.
a little high.
That's where the
I'm gonna
Cubans go.
Dump the fade a little bit and get on the gain. Listen to this asshole.
With more illegal drugs and more Democrat voters pouring into this country. This issue is personal. I nearly lost my mother to the poison coming across
Okay, I'm
our
making
border.
a note.
No child should grow up an orphan. I'm JD Vance, and I approve this message because whatever they call us, we will put America
So
first.
he's saying he almost Democrat orphan.
Look at it.
I need to look this
Look
up.
at it. Look at it. Look at it. Stop this one. It's right now.
JD Vance.
He is so deliciously racist, actually exceptional. Oh my God.
Okay, so his mom survived a heroin overdose.
Of course she did.
So that is why he almost lost his mom. So okay, the Mexicans.
Well, now that explains a lot. His mom was probably on heroin while she was pregnant with him and couldn't get an abortion.
And he was probably born a heroin addict, which explains why he's so fucked in the head.
Explains a fucking time.
As a new breed of criminal.
All right, you guys, we're going to be back in a minute because we have a lot to talk about. I am
We do.
Jay Tyler.
I am your Miss Parker.
This
is Nothing Yet Live. All right.